What's going on, guys? I just picked up this Pittsburgh Automotive 3-ton low profile floor jack at Harbor Freight. They're $109.99 right now. If you go online, you can get a $10 coupon with a purchase of $100 or more. So it came out to $99 plus tax. Harbor Freight is stating that these new Series 2 floor jacks are re-engineered for better performance. So what I'm going to be doing is setting it up, bleeding it properly, and then comparing the new one and the older one to see the differences, and actually putting them to the test to see if the new Series 2 actually can jack up a vehicle with less pumps. Okay, so here I have the Harbor Freight circular, and I guess they're calling it the Series 2, and they're stating re-engineered for greater performance. And it has this ASME PASE Compliant stamp on there from the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, and the PASE stands for Safety Standards for Portable Automotive Service Equipment. So I'm assuming when they came up with this floor jack, they reached out to them and were like, hey, we have a floor jack, can you please test it? So ASME PASE, I'm assuming they have certain standards, and this floor jack met those standards, so it got that stamp of approval by them. Kind of very similar to what DOT does with motorcycle helmets. They have a set of minimum standards, and if those helmets meet or pass those standards, they get that DOT approval. So you'll see that DOT stamp in the back of the motorcycle helmet. I went ahead and print out the information from the Series 1 and Series 2. If you go online, you look at the specs, they're very similar. The only thing that I noticed on the Series 2, that it has that certification on there again from ASME PASE certification, and the Series 1 doesn't have that at all. Also, if you look at the Series 2, the handle length and the maximum lift height will be about 1/4 of an inch longer than the Series 1. So what I did was write to Harbor Freight via email to see if they can tell me some of the differences. And this is what they responded with. They just said that, thank you for contacting Harbor Freight Tools. The 3-ton low profile steel heavy duty floor jack with rapid pump, item number 56617, has a more of a lift height, 19.7/8 compared to 642464, which is the older version, is 19 5/8. The handle is a bit longer, and the shipping weight is a bit heavier. We appreciate your business sincerely. And I blocked out the name of that Harbor Freight employee for privacy reasons. Okay, let's see what we got now. Okay, so I already can see there's a difference in the older one, because this has a little quick release button, snaps into place. Okay, first you're gonna wanna take off the bolt down here for the handle. Then put your handle in there. Maybe put this in just to tighten it down just a bit. Okay, then you're gonna grab some pliers, apply some pressure on here on the handle, downward, pull this little thing out. Okay, then you can raise your handle a bit. Get that nice in there, all the way down. You can get a 17mm wrench. Just put a little bit, not too tight. Okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but this was placed like right here. And it's a instructions for before you operate this jack. It's pretty much a bleeding instructions and telling you how to fill it before you operate this floor jack. So we're gonna follow these steps. So first what you're gonna do is take off, there's 4 screws that hold this plate so that we can get to the fill screw. there's the fill screw there. So we're gonna follow the instructions. It says turn the handle counterclockwise to open release valve. So then it says remove the screws for the plate. We already did that. And then it says remove oil fill plug. So we're gonna take it off slowly. It says to remove it. All right, there's nothing in there. And then it says apply pressure to the saddle and quickly pump the handle several times. So let's apply some pressure. I see some bubbles coming out. All right. So once we do that, it says check oil fill hole again and top off with hydraulic oil if necessary. So I went to Walmart and they sell this jack oil with stop leak for a few bucks. I saw a lot of reviews. Everybody was saying it's great, so I'm gonna use it. Good thing is that it doesn't drip until you start pressing it. Okay, it seems like it's topped off. And then the next step, it says replace the oil fill plug and turn handle clockwise to release valve. Test several times for proper operation before attempting to use it. So let's put this bad boy back in. Make sure you get it on there tight. Install the plate. I had to use a screwdriver just to help you out. Makes things a lot easier. Before we start testing it, if you go all the way counterclockwise and you lower the handle, you should get a slight lift on the saddle, and that just tells you that you have enough fluid in the hydraulic unit. Okay, so here we have the two floor jacks side by side. They're the same length, width, and height. The only differences that I see is this quick release button on the Series 2. On the Series 1, it has an actual bolt with a nut that keeps it attached to the top part. The lift arm here on the Series 1 will have the instructions for the bleeding and the warning label. On the Series 2, it has it on the side. But other than that, they look identical. So I'm gonna test them out to see if the Series 2 actually performs better than the Series 1. All right, so I have the Series 1 in position. I raised the lift arm just slightly to where it touches the frame, but where there's not a lot of tension. And I'm gonna start lifting it to see how many pumps it takes. That's 1, 2, 3, tire starting to raise, 4, and around 4.5. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the front tire is already off. We go all the way to 5. It's way off the ground, so that's pretty good. That's 5 pumps. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing with the Series 2, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, so I have the Series 2 in position, again with the lift arm slightly raised where it's touching the frame, but where there's not enough tension, just exactly the same way as the Series 1. I try to line them up in the same position as well. So we're gonna give this a try. That's 1, 2. At the third pump, I'm already getting 4. Let's see, that's 4. It's already up. On the Series 1, it was around 4.5 to maybe 5. But this one just took 4. All right, guys, so the Series 2 floor jack actually performs slightly better than the Series 1. But keep in mind, the Series 1 has been in use for about 2 years. It gets used about 2-3 times a week, sometimes even more. Has never given us any issues. Before I started shooting this video, I actually bled it and topped it off to make sure it's working properly. So for the extra $9, I'd go ahead and purchase this new Series 2 just because it looks a lot better and it has that quick release button for the handle. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or suggestions, please comment below. And thank you for watching.